For this 455-kilometre-long stage between Assa and Rems El Kabir, the competitors traversed a mountain range before arriving in a region of Morocco which becomes increasingly more deserted. They discovered new tracks and plateaus at the dry lakes before crossing the line at the bivouac in Rems El Kabir. So, that was the programme for the fourth stage. And in the fifth place this Friday goes to Javier Flick. The 27-year-old Breton did not repeat yesterday's mistake with GPS point entry. So he set off on his Husqvarna in a good mood, ready for the long, solitary day in the desert that lay ahead. I had a strong start this morning. I'd caught up with Maurizio and Stefan before the refueling. After that, I couldn't keep up with them because of the dust. At one point, we were facing into the wind on our course, then I slowed and waited for it to pass because I couldn't see anything, and after that, I found myself alone. I couldn't see them anymore. Then I made a small mistake while driving. I lost a bit of time. Finally, I finished the stage safely and on my own pace. He surprises each and every day. He progresses a little bit more in the ranking. Regularly in the top 6, Robbie Wallace takes the 4th place today. Not bad for the only junior in the rally. He left this morning with the bit between his teeth. Yesterday, Alessandro Botturi received a 3-hour penalty after mechanical problems. So now, he has to really go hard in order to close the gap before the sand dunes of Mauritania, because we know that there, all bets are off. The Italian finishes 3rd in this special. At the front of the race, and by quite a way, 2 riders arrived wheel to wheel. Maurizio Girini and Stefan Svitko. Starting 2 minutes ahead of the Slovak, the Italian tried to pull away from his companion. Seeing that it wasn't going to work, he then decided to let him pass. As a result of playing cat and mouse, the two got lost before deciding to finish the special in style, as if in a MotoGP. Something that also intrigued us on the finish line was an unusual accessory on the leg of the leader in the general.
That's a
delicate question, because when you spend a lot of time on the bike in the desert, especially today, I think we did 4 or 5 hours, and when you then need to go to the toilet, it's difficult. So, I installed a small pipe to urinate to go faster in the special stage, and the one behind me...
C'est là, pour être plus vite dans le spécial. Et s'il y a quelqu'un arrière...
Girini therefore finished the day 2 minutes behind Stefan Svitko, who had a minor mechanical problem 150 kilometers from the finish when a stone hit his rear disc brake. In the end, it was worry about nothing, as he then went straight on to win his first victory at the rally. Let's summarize the results for this 4th stage. First victory for Svitko in the Africa Eco Race 2022, ahead of Girini. Botturi is 3rd, Javier Flick is the first Motul Extreme rider and he's 5th overall. In the general, Girini is still in the lead, even though he conceded 2 minutes to Svitko. Flick is the 3rd and leads the peloton of 30 Motul Extreme riders. Then it's Sylvester, Wallace and Paul Torres. The Africa Race 2022 has been difficult for Thomas Tomczak. The Czech rider has spent the day searching for the right route, but it has to be said that he hasn't made it easy for himself by going it alone in his Goliath without a mechanic or a navigator, so to arrive 8th position is really a good performance. Bruno Robin and Felix Champine also did well. They were 3rd off scratch today, finishing 1st in the SSV category. They spent 6 hours 19 minutes in their Can-Am on Friday. At the finish, despite being exhausted, Philippe Champine was very satisfied after a complicated start to the rally in terms of mechanical problems.
Ça fait plaisir, beaucoup plus.
We had a bit of fun, but on the first day we had some damage to the front of the chassis. We came last. On the second day we had an injector problem at 9 kilometers, at 70 kilometers per hour. We were a bit upset. Yesterday we had a very good day, and today at the end I felt like we were ahead and we came first. That makes us happy.
Et on arrive premier, ouais. Ça fait plaisir.
David Gerard had broken his left front axle. Today, he started last, climbing several places, being hit by a few stones thrown out by competitors, which broke his windscreen in the process. He had 2 punctures, but this didn't prevent him from finishing in 2nd place. A nice way to thank his mechanics who worked all night to get his Optimus back in race condition. The other MD team Optimus climbs for the 2nd consecutive day to the highest step on the podium. Philippe Gosselin and Christophe Presto had a good ride and really enjoyed themselves even though they had some mechanical problems. Tonight's shower will be very welcome for the pair.
On a perdu les vis en fait.
We lost the transmission screws. Suddenly the transmission disengaged while driving. And as it was a bit damaged by the rotation, we preferred to replace the transmission with a spare that we had with us. The repairs took 26 to 27 minutes. There are all the mechanics to be taken out, the toolbox, the parts, dismantle the drive shaft, then remove the other one, so we did well in terms of time. The classification of this 4th stage is therefore as follows. Victory for 204 in 5 hours, 29 minutes and 2 seconds with 9 minutes 43 ahead of the 202. The first SSV takes a 3rd place. It's that of Bruno Robin. First truck is Tom Check in 7th place. In the general, no change for Philippe Gosselin today, the leader who has 51 hours on the SSV of Jean Dagahayek and Patrick Antonioli. Tom Check and his Tatra are the first truck. Well, that's it for today. Tomorrow, the 5th long special of 450 kilometers between Rems El Kabir and Jurfifa. Competitors will experience a mixture of very fast sandy tracks with very few features to help with navigation. They will then arrive in Dakar on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean to spend a well-deserved rest day. See you tomorrow.